Hello, CCA members. I hope you'll take time to peruse this month's newsletter to learn about what's been going on within our communities and our continuing education events. I'm going to do something a little different with this month's video message, but first I have a few brief announcements about upcoming educational programming. Registration is now open for the annual meeting in Austin, Texas, October 16th to 19th. Take advantage of our early registration fees that are available through September 16th, and be sure to make your hotel reservations early to get in under our room block. For our healthcare actuaries, there's still plenty of time to register for the August 3rd webinar, Professionalism, Practices, and Pitfalls for Health Actuaries. On August 17th, we have a program that's focused on multi-employer pension practice, where a representative from the PBGC joins our panel of actuaries to talk about the Special Financial Assistance Program and the PBGC final regulations. Now, earlier this year, we announced that the 2023 Healthcare Meeting and Enrolled Actuaries Conference would again be held virtually in the spring. We know that there are a lot of actuaries who prefer this virtual format, and there's also many who prefer an in-person meeting. To accommodate the needs and preferences of our members and other consumers of our continuing education offerings, the board decided earlier this year to hold the 2024 Enrolled Actuaries Conference in person in Washington, D.C. at the Omni Shoreham Hotel. The in-person 2024 meeting will be a 3-day event, as in the past, held March 10th to 13th. Now, for those who attended the prior Enrolled Actuaries meeting, the Omni is just a block away from the Marriott Wardman Park in the neighborhood that you're used to being in. The CCA Board and Healthcare Meeting Program Committee are still evaluating options for that meeting in 2024. There's a lot of factors that go into creating our continuing education programs and deciding on whether to hold them virtually or in person. So with the remainder of this month's President's Message, I'd like to share with you some insights on commonly asked questions related to planning and delivering the wide array of CCA's continuing education programs and how we consider your feedback in that process. CCA's Board of Directors is committed to offering timely and relevant education on trending and important industry topics. We'll continue to offer education in a variety of formats throughout the year so that you can find the solution that best fits your circumstances and meets your needs. Now, the board understands that people have different educational needs, scheduling considerations, financial situations, and personal preferences, and we like to participate in continuing education in a variety of ways. So the board will continue offering a mix of virtual and in-person offerings, including webinars, an in-person annual meeting, and virtual meetings. And some of our specialty interest meetings for health and pension actuaries will also be held in person from time to time. This mix of formal education delivered through meetings and webinars occurs throughout the year, ranging from 75-minute webinars to a 4-day in-person meeting. And we're also utilizing other means of delivering continuing education, including podcasts and community calls that allow for more informal, self-certified continuing education credit under the U.S. qualification standards. The CCA will continue offering a mix of in-person and virtual meetings for the foreseeable future, offering learning experiences throughout the year in different formats that appeal to diverse audiences. CCA members and meeting and conference attendees have expressed preference for both in-person and virtual formats. Meeting attendees have varying perspectives, different wants, and needs. While some appreciate the flexibility that virtual learning provides, the work-life balance, the ability to juggle work responsibilities while attending a meeting, health considerations, and the financial savings, others prefer the in-person experience because they believe there's an increased ability to focus on learning. They place a high value on the personal interactions and networking that can't be replicated virtually, and they appreciate the ease with which they can ask questions and connect with speakers. The CCA's annual meeting will continue to be an in-person meeting, and having this meeting in person ensures that we offer our members the opportunities to meet face-to-face at least once a year to engage with each other, network, and partake of education content relevant for all practice areas. The Enrolled Actuaries Conference will be virtual in 2023 and in person in 2024. And after 2024, the board intends that this conference will be held in person some years and virtually other years. And the healthcare meeting will be held virtually for 2023, with discussions ongoing about whether to offer this program virtually or in person after 2023. We'll announce our plans for the healthcare meeting and the Enrolled Actuaries Conference for future years once we have the format, dates, and venues established to allow our members and customers to develop their continuing education plans for future years. And we'll also continue to offer a full annual schedule of webinars addressing topics for actuaries in all practice areas, including professionalism and soft skills such as communication, leadership, management, and other general consulting and business skills. The annual schedule of meetings, conferences, and webinars will be similar to years past. The Healthcare Meeting and Enrolled Actuaries Conference will be held in the spring, the annual meeting in the fall, and webinars throughout the year, on average twice per month. The 2023 Virtual Enrolled Actuaries Conference will continue to be a 3-day event held Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, May 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And while there's many different ways in which we could configure this conference schedule, this format is what was identified through surveys as the most preferred. We also evaluated the daily start and stop times for programming, and given the challenges of accommodating attendees ranging from the Eastern to Pacific time zones, we plan to keep a similar daily schedule for the conference. When we heard from numerous attendees at the 2022 EA conference that ending the program after 5 p.m. on Friday is not ideal for people on the East Coast. And unfortunately, neither is starting before 7 a.m. in the morning on the West Coast. And we understand that any schedule we set is likely to create some challenge for some of our attendees. And we work hard planning each program to find the best balance of these competing priorities for the majority of our customers. The CCA assembles a program committee for every educational offering. Now, these program committees are diverse. They're comprised of members who represent all relevant practice areas and sectors, various employment types and backgrounds, and are also demographically diverse. Members of the program committees work diligently to identify topics that are timely and relevant, to invite speakers who are subject matter experts, and to develop programs that will keep you on the forefront of the latest industry developments so that you can be at your very best professionally. As part of our post-meeting survey, we also ask our attendees what topics they'd like to see on the program for future events, so we make the content as relevant as possible to your practice. The CCA is a closely knit community of actuaries with diverse backgrounds, representing different practice and market areas who offer varying perspectives. The annual meeting in October offers a fantastic opportunity for in-person networking and building connections. We have community-focused events for multi-employer and public plan actuaries, as well as people engaged with our women in consulting and leadership development communities. Now, while networking during a virtual meeting is very different than an in-person meeting, technology helps us connect with each other during those virtual events. We provide a venue for our members to connect with each other through these programs using the chat function, networking events, and community forums. We also continue to explore opportunities to add new and different ways for attendees to engage with each other during our virtual programs. The CCA has several very active online communities that provide members opportunities to connect with each other any time of the day, week, or year, regardless of your location. Several of our communities have regular calls or meetings where members can connect, engage, and learn from each other. If you have suggestions on other ways that CCA can facilitate networking among our members, we would love to hear from you. Reach out to any member of our staff or board of directors, or you can email me directly at ekleinstuber@boltonusa.com.